Hello everyone, Rebecca here, and today I'm going to be teaching a level 1 class. And because this is the first class in the series, this will be called Lesson 1. And it really goes in sequence of vocabulary that we start to progress into, even more so as we move from level 1 to level 2 and so on and so forth. My goal is to create sort of an academic approach, but to teaching adults. So maybe a more serious lens that also, of course, has the joy of dance at the forefront. But that doesn't skip steps. Just as if you were teaching young children, you don't want to skip steps in their academic approach to learning ballet or to anything for that matter. And I think adults should have the same type of education when it comes to dance. So we'll start facing the bar. If you do not have a bar, you can use a chair or a kitchen countertop. Those work just as well. And you want it about waist length so the elbows can soften and not be too high, but also that you're not drooping the shoulders and it's too low. I'm wearing teacher shoes, but feel free to wear socks or ballet shoes if you have them. And something comfortable. I like to wear something a little more tight around the legs because it keeps everything reminding me to pull up and to come out of my waist and out of gravity. I think also just be careful. We won't be doing any jumps today, but be careful of your flooring. If you have carpeted flooring, it's not the greatest for the ankles and for stability. So it's almost better to even use a yoga mat or something with a clear flat surface. And then of course, if you have marley floor, that's ideal. But work with what you have today and we'll start facing the bar. I'm gonna face you just to teach the material. And then once I do it with you, I'll face the bar as well. So we're gonna start with a demi-plie to prepare. You're gonna bring the arms. This is called preparation position. 5, 6, and then place the hands on the bar. 7, 8. We do 4 counts to demi-plie. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keeping the heels down, belly button to the spine as you lengthen. 5, 6, 7, 8. And if you turn to the side, I'm trying to stand up really tall. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 5, 6, 7, 8. We do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to tendu. So I'm going to shift my weight into my left leg, extend the right leg, and then slowly lower. 5, 6, 7. Now we're in what's called second position. So my heels are right underneath or right outside my sits bones or my hips. And that way I have more mobility in the knees and the ankles and of course the hips. And then we do the same thing here. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Only go down as far as you can maintain a neutral pelvis. You don't want the pelvis to sway out or to over tuck and the knees come in and then the feet pronate or roll in. Okay, so you want to feel the pinky toes and the big toes equally and a lightness in the heels. So most of our weight is in the balls of the feet. Yes, I could lift the heels at any point, right? We do one more plie, which just means to bend, just like we're doing. And then we again shift the weight, tendu. So from second, that looks like tendu. And this means to stretch the legs. So as you can see, I'm reaching far out to that right side. And then I draw the legs in and I'm going to squeeze the tops of the thighs as close as I can. Okay. Now we're in fifth position. We do 3 demi-pliés here. So we go 1, 2, 3, and bring the glutes in, belly button to the spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I transfer the weight again, and then I'm going to close to the back. And if you saw the little transfer I did from second to closing back, I make room. So I pull my belly up. I do bring a little lift into the heels just to make room for my hips. And then I close into 5th position. All right. So after you do 3 more demi-pliés from the back, on the last one, you do the same thing, transfer the weight, and then we close to first, so close back home, and then you'll bring the arms down back to your preparation position. Okay? All right, great job, everyone. I hope that went really well. And one thing I just wanted to have you to pay attention to, of course, there's lots of things to pay attention to, but one thing is the upper back and the shoulders. So because we're bringing so much tension into the abdominals and into the backs of the thighs and the glutes, I just wanted to help to remind you that the upper body is trying to stay really soft, and we're working in the shoulder blades, right? Like I'm really squeezing in the shoulder blades because that helps to hold my pelvis, and my pelvis helps to hold my legs. And so the whole body is working together, but it's also important to know which muscles are working more in an exercise and which ones are working a little bit less, okay? So for example, we're gonna do tendu next from first. We're gonna do 4 tendus to the front, 4 tendus side, 4 tendus back, and 4 tendus side, okay? We still keep the same count. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll show it a little different angle. So you can see the heel goes forward, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what's happening here is the heel is leading on the way out, and pinky toes are leading on the way in, so that we maintain the rotation the whole time. What can happen is if you're going out and you have this lovely turnout, and then we start to turn in, right? And then we're sort of with less rotation and less effort than we started with. And you want to continue working with a little bit more effort. So you go out, 2, 3, reach farther, 4, without letting the hip go forward. And then 5, 6, 7, 8. You do 4 like that to the front. You do the same to the side. And when you go to the side, it's easy again to let that leg turn in. And you want to think like the pinky toes, again, lead the out, and they also lead in when you're going to the side. When you're going to the back, however, it's the opposite. So pinky toes, opposite as the front. Pinky toes lead on the way back, and heel leads on the way in. All right. So again, combination is 4 to the front, 4 to the side, 4 to the back, 4 to the side. And these exercises are very simple, so we can focus on maintaining our rotation and building strength in the proper areas, so that when we start to do more complicated things, the rotation just starts to turn on a bit more naturally every time. Okay, let's go with music. Okay, so for the next exercise, we're going to do what's called Passé, Terre. And Passé means to pass, and a terre means on the floor. So it is a type of tendu. I'll show with my left leg. You do a tendu front, and then you pass through first on the floor to go to the back. Right? So each time I'm trying to come to first, but without sort of staggering in. I want it to be nice and smooth. So a smooth transition, heel comes down and then it comes right back up as I go to the back. The same anatomy of the heel forward applies when you go to the front. So heel is leading to the front. Pinky toes lead as you pass through first. And they keep leading as you go to the back. And then heel leads as you close again through first to repeat the sequence. We're going to do 8 sets, so 8 on the right and then 8 on the left. Great job, everyone. The next exercise is Demi-Rond de Jambe. So again, demi meaning half. Now we're learning a new term, which is rond de jambe. Rond meaning round or circle. De means of, and jambe is leg. So circle or rounding of the leg. And I like to always imagine like I have like a tip of paint, just a dab of paint on my toe, and I want to spread it all the way around. Okay, but because we're doing demi-rond de jambes in preparation for full rond de jambes, we will just do half today. So I'll show facing away from the bar, and then we'll do the exercise towards the bar. So demi-rond goes 1 and 2, side 3 and 4, close 5 and 6, hold on 2 feet and stay. Then shift the weight 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, stay 7, stay 8. Okay, so each time I come back to first, I'm reminding myself that I'm now shifting my weight back onto 2 legs. My weight is still in the balls of my feet, almost like I could slip a little piece of paper underneath my heels, but they do touch the floor at the same time. So you don't want equal pressure into the heel and the ball of the foot. At least that's not what my training has called for me to do. So I actually want more lightness in the heels and more of my weight balanced in between the balls of my feet. And this will also help as you transfer. So I shift all my weight. Eventually we'll take that to a relevé, right? So it makes it a little bit easier, and you're training already that transfer of weight properly. Okay? One more note. As you go from front to side, the hip will want to go with you. So the hip will want to go front, and the hip will want to go side. And you're creating resistance with the glutes and with the core. So as I go forward with the heel, my opposite glute is wrapping around, and I free this glute up, and the core is stabilizing me. Now, as I go to the side, I think of gently pressing my hips up against a wall, yeah, so that they don't go back with me, but I squeeze that right glute a lot, and I press the front of the pelvis forward. And it also helps me to keep my rotation in that working side. Okay? Again, don't worry about it being perfect. Just keep thinking about resistance as you go front to side. So we're going to do 4 demi-ronds, front, side, front, 2 counts forward. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, transfer 7, 8. You do that 4 times, front, side, closing first. Then we continue our circle. We go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, transfer 7, then 8. Yes? Then we reverse. So what we did in this direction is called en dehors. And now we're going to reverse into what's called en dedans. Okay, so now we transfer the same way. 2 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, transfer 7, 8. This one is a little trickier. Now, when you go from the back, remember your pinky toes lead. Now, when you come to the side, your heel is going to lead. Yeah? So you don't want to, let me see, you don't want to turn in. Yeah, so I end up here, more parallel, and then adjust as I go to the side. I see this a lot, especially as the leg gets higher. We haven't trained our rond de jambe the right way. Okay, so do less adjusting, and you go back. Now think heel forward, heel forward, heel forward. Then we close, transfer the weight. Okay, so 4 times front side, 4 times side back, 4 times back side, 4 times side front. Okay, I'll do it with you. Here we go. Nice work, everyone. That one is a really good one for those arches also, for the standing side, having to support the whole time. At least I felt that. So the next one, we're going to start facing away from the bar for this one. We go 5, look towards the finger 6, open 7, look towards your outside hand, leave the head 8. I go 2 counts. I'm going to look again in toward my palm, 1 and 2, stay there 3 and 4. As my arm comes back down, my chin starts to go away, 5, 6, I hold 7, 8. We do this 2 times, 1, 2, hold 3 and 4, and look away, 7 and 8. Now I'm going to go up through the center, same thing, 1 and 2, hold 3 and 4. Keep looking at the palm, 5 and 6. Now I open 7 and 8. Do it again, 1, up by 2, stay 3, stay 4, keep looking, 5 and 6, open 7 and 8. Now we go second, 1 and 2, open 3 and 4. Stay here, 5 and 6. Lower to what we call an allongé. Allongé, I'm going to squeeze the back to extend the arm and then lower back to that position so it straightens for a moment. So again, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Hold it, 5, 6, squeeze the back, 7 and 8. Now we do a full port de bras. 1 and 2. Take 4 counts. 3 and 4. Take 4 more counts. 5 and 6. You allongé, 7 and 8. 2 times. 1 and 2. 3 and 4. 5. Get to second by 6. Elbow extend, 7 and 8. That is it. We'll finish there. We're just going to keep the legs in a nice first position. Try not to just sit in the hips or sit in your hyperextension. Very easy to do, even if you're more advanced. But you want to keep drawing the navel up and in towards the spine. Yes. And keep pulling the fronts of the legs up so that those knees are protected. Okay? Nice work, everyone. We're going to do the other side. Just a quick note that I forgot to mention is the shaping of the elbows that I think is important. So I'm not doing a ton with my arms. You know, we can get into that when we get into more neoclassical and more advanced work and contemporary work. But I'm really thinking of pulling the elbows up from the back. And the more rounds, of course, you don't want to squish, but the more rounds my elbows are, the more I can access my shoulder blades. So if the hands are just dropped, especially at the bottom in your preparatory position, it's not the wrists that are folded in, it's the elbows helping us to feel the back. Okay? An important transition when you go up and then to the side, keep thinking of elbows lifting, and that will help you to feel wide. Now, when you allongé, you go slightly above the shoulders, and it's only because you engage the back, right? That the arm sort of ripples out, and then you come back. Okay? You can think of the fingertips. They're not dead. They're very much alive, but they're a bit like a falling leaf on that allongé. So they fall sort of at the tail end. They're like the last to arrive in your preparatory position. Just something for quality and shaping. Yes, you can feel a sort of buoyancy in the joints of the elbow, and that way you're not just lugging the arms with the shoulders. Okay, let's do the other side. All right, everyone. Great job. I hope you enjoyed moving in your port-de-bras to a little adagio. And next we're going to move into, we'll sort of rewind back to tendus, but we're going to focus on fifth position. So fifth position is where the pinky toe, I turn to the side, pinky toe of the front foot is squeezing towards the heel of the back foot. Yeah, same thing, doesn't matter each side. Okay. Now, if this is feeling inaccessible to you, you can go into what we call third position, which is where that heel is just a little bit past your opposite heel, right? If we're closing in and you feel like you can't quite access that full position, don't force it. No need to hurt the joints to maintain a shape. But I will help you to understand how you can get to fifth position more efficiently. So I like to really think of pulling up through the abdominals and staying in the ball of my foot, especially in my back leg. So I'm going to go out the same way as my regular tendus, heels forward. Now to come in, I'm going to really transfer over to the ball of my foot in the back to close. Okay, so that almost always ensures that I can close to a full fifth position, fully using my rotation. Okay, so I'm not just relying on closing the feet, but I'm really pulling up through that inner thigh. And look, even as I'm here, I'm sort of crossed because my weight is over the ball of my foot. If my weight was in my heel, this is where I would be. And then I feel it more in my right hip joint. And so it's really helpful to think ball of the foot on the standing side. Keep thinking ball of the foot, and keep thinking ball of the foot once you plant both feet. So you can feel the lightness of taking the pelvis up, up, up always, even if you're not actually moving it anywhere. We'll still do this facing the bar, and we'll do the same amount of counts we did in our first tendu. So 4 counts forward, 4 counts back. Okay, that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, I'm just marking with my hand, and you close all the way to fifth. We do the same thing to the side. Now, because we're closing front, or we're starting in front, you're going to close in front first so we can end up in back. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. Now you change 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes? All right, let's give it a try. You're going to feel your inner thighs a bit more for this one if you haven't already. Nice work, everyone. So now we're going to move to Jetés, and it is very similar to a tendu, but now we take it off the floor. We're going to do them from first. So we go tendu, lift, tendu, close, tendu, lift, tendu, close. 4 times to the front, and then we'll go to the side. We go to the side, same tempo, to the back, and again to the side. Okay, so one thing that's crucial for jetés is that there's an action of urgency, but that it's not a battement and it doesn't continue with momentum. It's urgent out, lift, and you pause. So you hold the leg, now hold again, and in. When we start to do them quickly, you want to really use the floor to get you out properly. Okay, this is really essential when we start to learn our jumps. It is the action of speed and also teaches us to surrender a bit in the working leg. So strong standing side. We have to surrender to the working leg, let go, then we gather. Okay? So the more you're working on that standing leg, the easier and the more free the working side will be. We will also do this facing the bar. Again, reminder, 4 times front, 4 side, 4 back, 4 side. Here we go. Right, we're starting to move at a little brisker tempo, a little bit faster with the feet. And so the next exercise that follows are quicker jetés is our frappés. So frappé means to strike, like you light a match. And when you start to do them quickly, they really start to brush the floor. Okay? We won't start that quick today. We're going to start again just as basic as we've done before, and then in further lessons, we'll start to progress and move quicker into things. We'll start first. Let's go from 5th position, just so we can get more practice in maintaining the tops of the thighs engaged and lightness in the heels at the same time. So we go 4 counts out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to come up to you and show you what my foot is doing with my hand. So my heel is trying to wrap around my ankle, and the rest of my toes are wrapping around the back part of my ankle. This is what we call sur le coup de pied. Don't worry, I'll have the text for you down in the description. So sur le coup de pied is on the neck of the foot or on your ankle. Okay, so it's a wrapped position. Again, toes behind, heel forward. If I take off my bulky shoe, like you can see it a bit better. So I go side, and I'm going to keep the position of my pointed foot, and now I'm wrapped. My heel is reaching forward, and my toes are behind my ankle. Okay, sur le coup de pied. That's the position we maintain. You hold that for 4 more counts. Then you go back out to tendu. Hold for 4 more counts, and we start again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay, 6, 7, 8. Out, 2, 3, 4. Stay, 6, 7, 8. Okay. One more thing. When you're coming in to your sur le coup de pied, the knee does not move. Yeah. So we're not quite lifting the knee just yet. So right from here, you want to go straight in. Yeah. So eventually frappés and other exercises, the knee is trying to be as stable as possible as you go in and out, especially to the side. Okay. Let's try. All right, everyone. This is our last exercise at the bar today, and it is our relevés, which mean to rise. So we're going to lift the heels very intentionally off the floor now. So a couple alignment things, and I want to start with the pelvis first. Typically, people talk about the ankle, and I think if we focus on the pelvis and keeping the pelvis neutral and level where it should be, then the ankles sort of take care of themselves. So we're going to start in first position, and we keep the pelvis neutral, which means our sacrum, which is right where your bum crack is, should be nice and long, and it shouldn't be tilted out or over tucked, okay? Very hard to do when you're 5 months pregnant is to not release. So I have to keep a lot of engagement here in the low abdominals. Yes, even just to maintain a first position. So we go 4 counts up, and what's going to want to happen is your hips are going to want to release back, and your weight will fall on the pinky toes. But if you start by squeezing the glutes and sending the pelvis slightly forward without tucking, then you'll find your weight pretty evenly on the big toe and the pinky toe. Okay? We go 4 counts up, then 4 counts down. Okay? If you're really just beginning, I highly encourage you to use the bar or use your surface that you're using as a bar at home. Yeah, but you don't want to pull it into you. You want to push, 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 right? Like a lever. You push down to go up. And it will help to, one, keep the shoulders away from the ears and help to engage the back and help you to find that resistance on the way down without collapsing if you need more time to build that strength. Okay? Use the bar shamelessly as long as you're pushing down to engage the back, not using it to compensate and create more distress in the upper body. So we do 4 counts up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we hold, 2, 3, 4. Lower, 2, 3, 4, and stay. Keep the weight in the balls of the feet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay. Long legs. And lower, squeezing the bum, and you just hold, hold, hold. We do the same thing in 2 counts. So I'll just show you facing you. You go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and stay for 2. Try not to rock back in the heels. 1, 2, stay for 2. 1, 2, and stay for 2. Okay. We do 4 sets of each. 4 sets with 4 counts, then 4 sets with 2 counts, and then we finish. great job, everyone, with our bar exercises. And we're going to do one exercise in center, and it's for a port bras. You could think of it as two things, either as the beginning of our adagio, or as a sort of reverence. So our adagio is our slower paced, elongated movement, and our reverence is how we say goodbye in class. Okay, so we'll start in 5th position, and I'm just gonna face front. We'll go over facings in the next lesson, but we start with the elbows low, just like we did at the bar. You go 1 and 2, stay, 3, get taller, 4, 5 and 6, and then you're gonna do a little allongé, 7 and 8 instead of holding. 1 and 2, all the way up, 3 and 4. Go through the middle again, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Now we go to second, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. You're gonna look towards your right, 7 and 8. Do it again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now look to the left, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Full port bras, 1 and 2, 4 counts, 3 and 4. Open, 5 and 6. Elbows lift to extend, 7 and lower. One more time, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Elbows, 7 and finish. We'll do 2 sets of those, meaning we'll do one with the right leg in front. So from start to finish, and then we'll tendu, close the left leg in front, and do the same thing. Now when we start to the left, you'll look out to the left side. Yes, on your allongés, okay? Same thing, when you do your allongé, you'll look to the right when your right leg's in front, okay? Here we go. Great work, everyone. This is the conclusion of our lesson 1 for level 1. It is quite difficult, even if you're more advanced and you're returning maybe after an injury or just want to focus on returning to fundamentals. It can be quite challenging. My arches are on fire just from standing on one leg and not really shifting too much. Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Ciao, Bellas. Bye.